This is my updated portfolio piece for SGD 111. Most of what I included here was from the actual plan document. However, there are a few little sort of polish slash quality of life improvements, such as this coin animation that I added, as well as these ore pickups are sort of made to look like ore. They're included in little bits of rock. I also, as part of my plan document, modeled this mineshaft pole slash post in a separate program. I modeled it in Blockbench, imported it into Unity so that I could have a bit more control over the UVs. I also did do one hand painted texture with this sort of metal band here. There's a little bit of an issue with the specular mapping, but this is basically hand painted with little cracks and crevices sort of along it. Continuing on, I did also make it so that the hallways here have a little bit more natural geometry to them. They're sort of more rounded out, less of like a right angle, just so that you can have a little bit more naturalness to it. I also included a bit more rock prefabs in here, both to make the platforming a little bit easier and also to sort of get rid of those right angles as stated before. I also vastly improved this room with some more of the rock prefabs. I wanted to make it so that it looked a little bit less like a perfect circle, ironically, considering the other parts of the level had more right angles than anything. And then I also made this look a little bit more like a kind of cascading slime waterfall. If I had known how to do animated textures, I would have. Excuse the jumping. I think it might just be my settings because they're very different in the editor. Um, but because of my high, I guess my high frame rate with my new GPU, they're just a little bit off. I know that the jump height is affected by frame rate, so yes. This room is mostly unchanged except for, once again, those little orb prefabs, which you are able to pick up multiple of. And yeah, I also included, as mentioned before, a little bit more sort of rock, a little bit more of those rock prefabs so that you could get a bit more of the geometry. And looks like I got stuck in between there, so unfortunate.